Hello and welcome. This is Ruth, and today I've got the Memory Dex die set from Tonic Studios. This is part of their My Memory Book collection, and there are 108 dies in there. So if you open this up, you'll see that there are actually two A4 sheets of dies, and then if you take the dies off, you'll see that there are 2 pages of instructions there as well. So we'll have a little look at the front of this just to see what it is we're going to make. It's a little stand, and then there are 12 sort of pages or um, pieces of card that you can display photographs and different memorabilia on. But we'll make the stand up first, and then we'll decide what we're going to put on there. Now let's have a look at the dies. This is the first page of dies, and you can see there's every month is there. So you've got the die itself and then a background die for it too. And then we've got all sorts of little embellishment dies that sort of correspond to the different months of the year. And then we've got this main die, which is the piece you'll cut out to make each one of these little cards here. And you can have that either a wavy edged one or a plain straight one here. And then these are different layers for inside it. And then we've got a really lovely little photo strip here, and a little camera and pieces to go with that. And then we've got a little Polaroid page here. So that's a little die that will cut the Polaroid shape out. And then we'll have a little look at what's on this other sheet. These are the dies that mostly make up the stand. So these are the panel dies and whatnot. And I'll be showing you in just a few minutes how many of these you need to cut out. That should be all on a list here as well. Yeah, it is. You've got a full cutting list here. But I'll be showing you how to cut those out and how to assemble them. And I'll be giving you some tips on what's the best card to use for these as well. There's a mini Polaroid there with 2 lovely little hearts, some gorgeous debossing dies there, and then some other wording here as well. So there's loads and loads of things that you could use. There's little pockets, and then these dies are the ones that would decorate the bottom part of the stand as well. But you can see here lots of little ideas that you could take away and use for other things, because you could definitely use that die there as a pocket on a different memory book and all sorts of things. So if you just use your imagination, you'll get plenty of use out of this one. First of all, whenever you decide to make this, you want to pick out what kind of paper and card that you're going to use, because that will greatly impact the colour that you're going to use for the little background dies. So I have picked out bright white. You'll need 24 of these pieces, because these are the pieces that are going to make the 12 cards that go around the Memory Dex. And then I've picked out black for the panel there, because I'm going to use this beautiful Kaleidoscope paper from 49 and Market, and there's some absolutely gorgeous embellishments. These are all die cuts. I'll show you there. Ephemera bits, and they match really, really well with that, and the colours are quite stunning. I've already gone ahead and started some little bits and pieces. So that has given me the idea of what colours I'm going to use. As I said, this is bright white, and 240 GSM is absolutely perfect for these. These are going to be doubled up. So you're going to fold back and burnish all these little score lines, glue 2 of these together, and they're going to be like this. Just do not glue the little glue panels themselves, just the plain pages together. And that will give you 12 of these pages. For the other pieces of it, we're going to use different thicknesses of card, but first of all, I'm going to go ahead and glue all of these together. Then I can set those aside, and they'll be ready whenever I come back to them. Whenever I've got my 12 little cards made, I'm just going to set those aside, but I've also cut out 24 of these panels, and I really love the idea of the white page with the black shaped die cut on top of it. And this is what I'm going to do eventually. I'm going to add some of these beautiful panels from that paper pack onto that, and then assemble them all together, but I want to just keep these ones aside because I'm going to use those obviously on my little stand, and that's the bulk of the die cutting done. So now I'm just going to get out the dies again, and I'm going to start into the little stand for this. Now you're going to need this die cut out 6 times, and I've cut it out of 300 GSM card because it's important that this is very sturdy. I've got 6 pieces here, and I have folded this little tab back on all of them and burnished it down really, really well to get a very, very good crisp fold on that one. And then whenever you start to assemble this, you'll see why it's so important that it's sturdy. But you can grab one page here now and fold these pieces together. Now it says on the instructions that you put tape down here and then fold it back onto this. I actually prefer glue, so we're going to use glue here, but if you prefer, go ahead and use tape. Just open that out. Now you can feed this through here. The 2 pieces of the glue tabs then will fold out at the back, and that is where if you had tape on, you would just fold it straight back like that. But it's no big deal. It's not very difficult to do. I'm just going to run glue right down there and right down there. Push this up to the top, just to where that little score is. And there. And then fold that back. And then you can repeat with your next one. If you wanted, you could push it through this way. I suppose either way would do, really. Then you'll cut out 6 of these, and again I've done that with 300 GSM card, and that gets glued right on over the top of that, and that keeps everything nice and well finished off and very sturdy as well. And now you can repeat that with the rest of them until you have all your little pages through these little slits. Whenever you have each of these ready, so there should be 6 of them with 2 pages on each, you can go ahead then and attach them all together. So what you're going to do is put glue down this glue tab here, and I think you're well advised just to take your time and make sure you get this really, really neat. Set the next one right on top of it there, and just make sure it's really, really well lined up. Whenever you've got that done, press it down, hold it, and then you can move on to the next one. Whenever those are all attached to each other like that and the glue has grabbed really, really well, you can go ahead and form the full, I was going to say cylinder, that's probably not the right word for this, but you can attach the ends of it together just like this. That's what it looks like now, and we've got to close up the ends of it. So I've taken this die and I've cut that out twice, again in 300 GSM card, and burnished these little fold lines really, really well. So that's for one end. And then on the other end of the same die, but I've taken this little die, you can see there how it's just cut the circle out of the center, placed that in and removed that because one end needs the inside part of this to come up through it. So I'm going to add glue right around, oh dear, I'm going to add glue right around the edges here. Again, I prefer to do this with glue, but you could do it with tape if you wanted. And I'm going to put this one right around the inside here and then flip it over and put the one with the aperture on the other side. And now we can flip it over and do the same thing on the other side with the one with the aperture in it. Now we can set that piece aside and go ahead with the bottom part of the little stand. So you can see here I've gone ahead with some decorative panels already on this one. I've cut out the side panels and then I've used these little dies here and here, and I've cut them out in black because I wanted that to tie in with what I was already doing here. So now I'm going to attach all of these together by the little side tabs first of all. These are really well burnished, and these are 300 GSM card as well. This is 240 on top, but I suppose that could actually really just be 216 if you wanted, but this part is more important to keep really sturdy. So you should have 3 of these die cut, and again in sturdy card, so all we need to do is put glue down the side tabs of these, join them together and make a little tube out of this as well. Oh dear. Unfortunately, I had a microphone malfunction and I had carried on quite a little bit before I realised, but thankfully I hadn't gone the whole way to finishing the full project. So instead of just trying to explain what I did, I have recut some of the pieces. This is now attached to this base, but I'm going to show you what I did. This little die here needs to be cut out 3 times, and that's going to make this little collar. And then you take this die, and instead of cutting out the circle in it this time, you'll take the smaller hexagon, die cut the 2 together, and it gives you this. So these 3 are now attached into a little ring. I haven't really time to go ahead and glue everything, but just to show you what you would do, put that in there and follow the whole way around there, and that then will become like that. That then will become this little piece here. Well, I did decide actually just to recut this because it's easier to show you in real life than try to explain this. So I've remade the tube, and I suppose if I'm ever going to make another one of these, I've got a head start now. So I've glued this together, and you'll just pop this tube down in through there, like so. And then when you come to this part, put glue right around all of these little tabs here, and bend them back and glue them onto the inside of this. So when you've got it to that point, this next part isn't actually in the instructions. I have cut this tab again here, taken all the little glue tabs off, and I'm gluing that over the top of that, and that's just to really strengthen that. Then at that stage you can set this on top of this part here and attach all those little glue tabs from the side panels up onto this, because you can put your hand through the base of this to reach all of those, and you can press them all firmly round there. Then you can go ahead with the large panel and put it on the bottom. So now we've arrived at that part, and this is where this part then just fits snugly right over the top of that. And spins like that, and it's really, really lovely. Now I think it really sort of could do with a little handle on the top, and there are some die sets, and I think even the little knob from the tea set, the little teapot in the Enchanted Dwelling set a little while ago, or something like that. In fact, yesterday I had this little canal boat, and there's a little chimney on the top, so anything of that description or that ilk would be really nice if you glued it onto the top of that. But now we've got the full working Memory Dex rotating feature, and you can go ahead then and make all the little pages to go on here. Now we're back to this point where I had 24 of these, because obviously, I'm just going to lift this off again, there are 12 cards on here and they're double-sided, so you're going to make 24 little cards or little pieces to put on the top of that. I've gone ahead with the beautiful, well, I actually really love this paper pad. It's called Kaleidoscope. It's a 6x8 pack, and it's from 49 and Market. I've used this die for these black pieces, and then I've used the plain piece here for all of my paper pieces, and I've cut some of these out already. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of them and leave lots of little areas to put memorabilia or photographs, and then when I get them all ready I'll show you them before I attach them on. There's a lovely little pocket die as well, so if I have a look here on the die set, this is a little pocket, and I've cut that out and folded it back, and you can see that that would go on here, and then you could attach that onto your card and pop something down inside, decorate that as well, of course. So I'll be doing lots of that, but there's loads and loads of lovely ephemera bits in this pack, and there's, well, I'm just going to go through them and I'll show you them as I bring them out, but there are hearts, there are envelopes, there are tickets, there's all sorts of things, and I'm going to have a little look and see what I can do. Even some of these pieces I might just chop down, but there are smaller envelope bits. These are fantastic for bigger projects, but I'm just going to see if there's anything at all that I can use for this, because I really love the colours. I love how it goes with this black. So I'll organise all of these pieces and I'll be back in just a tick. I've got these 24 little pieces ready now, and all I've got to do is put them on, but I want to show you through them first of all. Now I've only used the photograph strips and the Polaroid strips and the little hearts, and then the ephemera from the pack there as well. And there's loads more things that you could put in this, because you could add lots of your floral die cuts from other sets. You could add so many different things onto this, but I've just stuck to this for the meantime, and I think I'll actually come back and add some shiny bits on, because I might like some silver card and maybe a little bit of crystal drops or something like that. But for now, this is it. So this little envelope, as I showed you earlier, was in the ephemera pack, and you'll be able to put a little photograph down in there. So the idea of each of these is that you can put some little memory or some photograph onto it. So that's where that one comes from. This one then has the two little Polaroids on, and you can just attach a little photo onto there. 3 photos can go in there. And on this one, I suppose I just need a little bit of card here to show you. This will do. So you'll be able to put a photograph or something in behind that. Then we have this one, which again is a little pocket, and I have attached this in a way that you could be able to put something in there as well. So I've only glued it down here. Then we have this one, which is similar. I've added this on in 3D foam pads this time, so you can put something thicker in there. This one's the same. You'll be able to pop something in here. Another beautiful pocket. Now this one actually was a longer word. It said sweetest and it didn't fit on, so I have just nipped off the EST at the end and put that on. All of these little pockets are glued on at the back, but I've also used I have also used double-sided tape. I couldn't remember the name of that. Just to hold them down, because the edges are quite far out from the edges of the black die cut here, and I didn't want to put them on the white one, so it's going on here, and then I'll peel the backing off this and attach it onto the white card on the little Memory Dex whenever I get that far. This one again, a little photo on here. This one, then 3 photos can go in here. Another little pocket, you amaze me. Room for all sorts of things in there. 3 more photos here, and I love these little hearts, so I've added these onto lots of things, but that background paper is so beautiful and stands out really well against the black, and then when it gets put onto the white, it's going to be gorgeous. Little ticket, another little Polaroid, another little Polaroid, and then this one, something will fit down in here. 3 photos, and one of the little hearts from the ephemera pack, which you can put a little memory or a photograph in there, and the photo could be bigger than this obviously. Again in here, I love these, the way you can just sort of glue one edge on and then you can slip something in. And another little pocket, again tape on the back, and here 3 photos, and this one's a little pocket, but I've also left this open at the top here so you could be able to put a photograph down in there. And on this one, this is from the ephemera pack, and I've left that open at the top so you can slide a photograph down in there. Lastly, I've got another one where you can put a photo in there. I think I've actually left that open. Yeah, so you'll be able to slide a photo down in there and then something into the pocket as well. So all's left for me to do now is attach all of these to my little stand. I've glued all of this together then, and I put a little, this is from the top of one of my little crystal drop containers, or one of the glue ones. Whenever my little bottle gets emptied, I just keep these aside and then I can use them for all sorts of things. So it was nice up there, and look at that, it all just spins around, and I've got loads and loads of beautiful pages in there as well. So I'm really happy with the way that turned out. And if you want to hold on a minute or two, and you'll be able to see lots and lots of photographs of this. I'm going to take photographs now, and I'll put them all at the end of the video. So thank you very much. If you've enjoyed watching this, don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up and leave me a little comment and let me know what you think. Please do let me know what colours you would have used, and what you would have done differently, or what you like about this one even. There's lots and lots of things, definitely lots of other things that I could add to that, but time permitting, that was all I could do today. But there's loads there. I've been working on that for a few days anyhow. And it's not one of those projects that you want to rush, because it does look so good at the end. You want to get it right first time. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to come back and see more, and if you want to do that, you could subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, and then you'll see lots more videos as they come up. Don't forget too that if you want to support my channel and support me, you can buy any of the products that I've used through my affiliate links, and that will give me a little commission, and that allows me to come back and give you more as well. So I can come back and give you more videos. I'll have more time to do some things soon, but using my affiliate links doesn't cost you anything extra. It's just the same price as you would normally pay on the website, except that it does give me a little commission and supports my channel. Thank you very much for watching, and in the meantime, happy crafting, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.